set for 6:20 p.m.
Alright, we're gonna draw for about an hour. Ready for this? Okay, let's do it. We'll start with maybe something like this. I hear you, kitty. Alright, so I'm not being too critical on where everything is. I'm just trying to get some lines on the paper and just kind of start from there. Once I get lines on the paper, I can start to worry about if they're in the right place or what's really going on. The first step is to just put some lines down in a way that's fun, you know? Alright, so if you can tell what this is already, let me know. What's up, Ian? Welcome to the chat. Sorry, 35, after 35. What's up, Jerry? What's up, Ian? How are y'all? Thanks for saying hello. Alright, let's keep cooking here. Alright, so we got a hand coming here, maybe. Something like this. Something like that. Something like this. Okay, if our hand is here, let's say we got our fingers here. Hand, something like that. His second hand is over here. Just like 2 fingers there, maybe, but he's got these 2 fingers out like that. I guess thumb wrapped here, something like that. So that could be the beginning of our drawing here. Then what we'll do is we're going to take a little bit of charcoal here and start finding our shadows. You know, and I'm not trying to be too critical about the drawing. I'm just kind of having fun. So let's find where some of our shadows are. Something like this. He's got some like shadows on his shirt against the sleeve here, maybe. Some wrinkles on the sleeve here that's kind of folded up. Collar here. Imply maybe some hair, something like that. Something along the pipes here. Something like that maybe. Shadows here. Let's keep going. Let's see. That's pretty dark here. Let's kind of imply what's going on. Hard to see exactly. It's somewhere like this. There we go. And every time we draw a saxophone, I realize how dang involved these things are. There's so many buttons and knobs and switches on these bad boys. Alright, so that's kind of like our beginning there, I think. Right? Alright, let's keep going. Jerry, Ian, Lauren, Jay, be sure you've subscribed. Hang out. We do this 3 times a week. I'd like to see you at the next one. Also, are you an artist? What kind of art do you do? What stuff are you into? Alright, so we use the paper towel to smudge around to kind of bring out some gray area. So now let's find some highlights. Alright, so maybe like this, yeah. There. Maybe here. And I'm trying to find some highlights, and if I see a highlight in my reference photo, I'm gonna put the highlight down, but like it doesn't have to match anything, you know. I'm just putting highlights down. Like even if the lines and the shadows that we've previously done don't necessarily match exactly, it's okay. You know, nobody's made a decision on that. All the highlights and the shadows have to play together, you know. Maybe we're implying the movement of the musicians. So some of the shadows and the highlights are kind of incongruent, you know. But I'm still looking in the image for highlights and drawing in the highlights. The audience still wants to know they're looking at a saxophone, you know. All right. So let's get some focus on the space here. What else we got? Things here that could be worked on, something like that. Like you know, focus on a chin, something like that. Maybe a nose, just something like that. You know, we want to find some places that the audience can kind of look at when they're looking at the drawing. You know, it doesn't have to be completely subjective, or it could just be kind of, yeah, you know, close enough for rock and roll, baby. Okay, so now that we've added some more dark areas, let's go back and find them highlights again. All right, across his nose, there's like this T shape that we always see on people's cheeks, kind of like some Renaissance paintings might do. Some highlights around his face, something like that. And what I do feel like we might need is maybe some more shadows on the back of the neck here, something like that. So bring out our highlighter here. Bring out some highlights there. Taking his nose here. Something like that. What do we think? We're gonna be cooking through them. Not my favorite one so far, but you know what? We're not here to judge, we're here to draw. What's up, Answer? What's up, Shannon? Oh, what's up, Flag? Working double duty. What's up, Spartacus? Oh, that looks like a bot there. So if one of the moderators in the Twitch want to catch that bot, I would appreciate it. All right. So even though this is not my favorite, we just got to get warmed up, you know? Let's keep going. What's if you're in the vertical, be sure and like and subscribe. And come check out the Twitch. It's on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. If you'd like to make a request, let me know. Oh, I see what's up. That's why we don't see it. Now we can see it, right? Dang, I don't know why we couldn't see that one. Anyway, there we go. Still getting it figured out. Did you subscribe yet? Have you subscribed? All right, there we go. Now we got you. Okay, so let's do another drawing here. Something like this. Something like that, right? Okay. There we go. Something like that. Again, I'm trying not to be too judgmental about the work I'm doing. We just want to get the lines on the paper. That's all our job is. We don't have to do anything amazing. We don't have to do anything right or wrong. We just have to get started, you know? And that's all I'm doing here. We're just going to do a little scribbling, have a little bit of fun. Hopefully when we get done, we'll see something in it. And if we don't, that's fine. We just move on to the next one. You know, how's that look there? And then let's go ahead and catch a couple fingers here. You know, something like that. Get his grip there. And then something like that, just to imply. And maybe something like that. Are we seeing a guitarist there? Are y'all seeing this? Or a little bit bigger back here. And, you know, let's see that chord. Pants are kind of bagging up at the bottom there. Alright, so now let's hunt for some shadow. Alright, so let's see what we got here. It looks like we got a shadow here. Wearing a baseball cap, so let's maybe start implying that a little bit. Shadow down his neck. Got to find his chin, something like that. Shadow down his chest because he's wearing a black shirt. There's some of these wrinkles at the corner of his elbow, something like that. Top of his hand is kind of has some shade here. Shade down the front of his pants, something like that. We've got dark spots here below the guitar. Maybe we can help imply that cable a little more. Got some stripes down the side of his pants. Maybe we imply that as well. How y'all doing? We starting to see anything? Alright, let's keep going. Something like that here. Keep that going there. Something like that. I can dig it. Alright, so let's add these guys. This is always fun. Something like that. We got strings on this bad boy. Yeah, we do. Let's put some strings on this bad boy. Okay, and then also he may have a couple little knobs here. That's good enough. Alright, taking too much time. Alright, so let's get the smudging. What's up, Scoop? Be sure and subscribe. What's up, Sweeted Bear? Be sure and hang out. Subscribe. Scoop, Sweeted, are you artists? How are you? Thanks for joining. Let's do just a little bit of smudge in here to bring out some middle ground. Be sure you subscribe. Trying to get my subscription count up. Flag. Tell me what are you looking at with your current writing? What's the subject matter? What's the scoop? And also, if you're on vertical, we're also streaming horizontally on Twitch and on horizontal on YouTube. So if you want to check out one of the other platforms, or if you want to check out the vertical stream, feel free to hop on over. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, what's up? That one toenail. Welcome back. You subbed, Scoop? Thanks, dude. Flag says that chapter's very fluffy. What does that mean, fluffy? I got a couple chats here, so if you don't see it in the chat, I'm also chatting on YouTube and we're chatting on Twitch. So if you can't quite find the conversation, hop around. It's around here. And what I'm doing is just kind of loosely interpreting an image. Doesn't have to be perfect or exact, or doesn't have to be anything, you know. Part of the art is the fun of just scribbling around and seeing if something happens, you know, and that's kind of the goal here. Trying to find the jewel, trying to find the sculpture in the marble. So yeah, I think we're pretty close. We might add one more like definitive dark spot here and his eye, maybe something like that. Some more maybe dark spots here in his hands. You know, where you put more contrast, you're gonna get more attention. I want people looking at the hands and the face. We want to make sure our darkest and lightest spots are in the hands and the face, right? Something like that. So I'm just bringing out some of the highlights to get like the brightest highlights on his hands and his face using this electric eraser. All right, I think that's it. What's up, Beth? So yeah, and part of the drawing is not trying to be too critical on myself about whether it's good or bad or perfect or whatever it is. It's more about just like having fun. Over time, if you have enough fun and you just keep drawing, it'll start to look like something. And if it doesn't, who cares, you know? We're just playing. It's just fun, you know? So try not to get too caught up on the details. You could do it too. You could have fun. What's up, Cloudy? Oh, thank you so much. That's nice. What's up, Amy? What's up, Beth? Hey, be sure and like and sub. Please hit the like and subscribe to the page. I'd appreciate it. Are you an artist as well? Amy can stay. Amy can stay. Amy, are you an artist? And honestly, dude, how can you say it's not ugly? It's kind of part of the drawing. Of course it is. It's chaos. It's scribbles. But look how the magic comes together into an image. You know? There's something magical about letting it be chaotic and not worrying about it being too perfect. I think you really end up with something stylistic, you know? Look at that. A flag says, "Bro looks like that one weird werewolf from Harry Potter." Yeah, everybody's welcome here, even if you have bad opinions on art. Thanks, Scoop. Beth, you want to be an artist? What kind of stuff do you want to make? Flag says, basically was all super happy stuff like fluff. It's just a good time, even if nothing important to the plot happened. Flag, have you been using the Blake Snyder beat sheet like we talked about that one day to help flesh out your ideas? Or did we abandon it already? Not Lupin, but the other guy from the Harry Potter werewolf. One Toenails, working on a price of art for someone right now. Are you saying that you've done a commission for somebody, Toenail? That's pretty cool. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. If anybody has any requests, let me know. So let's do the fun stuff. I know y'all like when we do this. I'm gonna do let's do a two-handed one. What do y'all think? Okay, so if we start here, that, okay, something like this. All right, okay, all right. When you can see what it is, I want you to say it. Okay, all right. What do we think? Do y'all like this, the two-handed style, or is that too much? Is that too showy? Like this goes all here. Maybe this could even be further, something like that. What do you think? Trumpet player nailed it. I meant piece, not price. Oh, I gotcha. What's up, Daya? What's poppin'? Toenail, share it in the Discord. Yep, trumpet player. You should do a King Rome Blasphemous Hyrule flag. You're gonna have to link me to that. I'm not quite sure what that means. You hit me with some deep lore sometimes. I can't quite follow. All right, y'all, let's find some shadows in our trumpet player here. Also, I feel like missing a little bit of like fella here is he's got on a suit coat, and when these jazz players they got their suit coats on, I want to make sure we can tell, you know. I want to make sure we see a lapel and a collar, see if it pops through. Oh, he's got a nice watch flashing too. Okay, so let's find out where this fella's fingers are. Okay, so got something like this. And again, y'all, I'm not trying to be too. I don't care if I do the lines correctly or wrong or right. I just want them to be fun. I want every line to feel like I'm writing my signature, so it's not about how perfect the line is, but like how easy it can possibly be for me to draw it. And I feel like the easier it is to draw it, the more entertaining it will be for the audience to look at it. I guess it's just a little philosophy I have because it's what takes all the stress off of the art for me. And if there's no stress, I'm just having fun, and I'm not really super concerned about anything else. And when I can get into a nice fun flow state and I'm just having a good time, I feel like maybe we got to figure it out. Boss for us. You got to link me, Flag. But I will draw it if you got a request. Do you do requests at all? Yeah, Daniel, what kind of request you got? Scoop says, yeah, I got you. Cool. Hit us in the Discord. Flag, be sure you check out Scoop's stuff when he posts it in the Discord. Welcome him in there. Alright, so now let's start looking for some shadows here. And again, they don't have to be in the perfect places. Let's just see a shadow and draw it. And then, like, if it's in the wrong place, oh well. Nobody's telling me where it has to be. This fella's wearing a hat too. Kind of got this thing going here. He's got, his hat's kind of down, right? And then, add some little bit of shadows there. See what we got back here. Some kind of creases. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, like a bull rider, cowboy and a bucking bull. That's a great one, Daya. In order for a request, I need you to did you like this stream? Did you subscribe? I would appreciate that, and I will do your request if you like and subscribe. For double points, you could follow the Twitch page, or there's also a horizontal stream because we're doing multi streams. Like and subscribe and like multi streams. It'll also help. But great, thank you. Yo, what's up, everyday nerd? Welcome to the chat. All right, so let's start smudging some of this around. See what we got here. Okay. Day, I appreciate the request. If anybody has a request, you just let me know. I'm totally into doing requests, and especially if it's like in the vein of what I'm doing already. No problem. Love to take a request. If it's something kind of outside of the current style I'm doing, I still will take a request, but you're gonna have to subscribe and follow and like everything. No, I don't have those, but yeah, cool, fair enough. Day, I'll do the bull rider next. I think that's a really good request. All right, let's find some highlights here. You know what else I want to do? My guy here, we got his hand up here. We got like a wrist down here. Let's make sure his shirt's here. But my guy has got a fucking watch on, and I want to imply that watch. Can you tell that I just put a watch on him? Good enough. Alright, so now let's find some highlights. It's the same game. I'm going to look for highlights. If I see them and I can get them, great. If the highlights are in the wrong place, don't care, Doesn't really matter. The whole name of the game here is just having fun. So if none of the pieces and parts are in the right place, but I had a nice time, success. So, there's so many times in your life where you can judge yourself and everything's got to be perfect. But when you're making art, it doesn't have to be. And, you can take advantage of that. So when you're spending time making art, you don't have to be critical on yourself. You can give yourself some grace, let yourself be loose. Don't put unneeded expectations on yourself. Just like give yourself permission to just kind of flow, have a nice time, have fun. There's so many parts of your life where you have to be critical or people are critical. But when it comes to art, it doesn't have to be. It could just be fun. Just pick up a sheet of paper and just start scribbling and start focusing on more like, am I having a nice time? Or, are these lines fun to draw? And be less concerned about whether it looks perfect. And I think over time, a happy line, if you're having fun, a piece of work that feels fun is going to get a lot further than a piece of art that feels perfect. Hey, what's up, Scoop? Look up, Scoop done swung over to the horizontal stream. What do you think about the horizontal stream, Scoop? It's a little different, huh? Yeah, it's widescreen. You can see me in the room. It's kind of fun. Yeah, if you're here in the vertical stream, you can click on my name, click on the name of the stream, Gabriel St. Artist. It'll take you to the page. There's another live stream that's vertical. If you want to check that out. All right, let's finish this guy up. He's not too far, I gotta be honest. I was thinking about putting some highlights in his eyes, but I don't want to overwork him. Let's call him done. Boom, there he is. Phone's about to die and I gotta go to work. Would it be possible for you to post a photo of the bull rider photo here on YouTube, please? Yeah, Daya, if you subscribed after I draw it, you can just visit the stream. The stream will be live. Or do you want me to wait until the next stream and do it for you? Or I could do it now, but it'll be in this stream. So when this stream is over, it'll instantly be live to watch again. So just come on back. But I'm gonna do it right now. Let's do it right now. It's not a good one. And what do I know is a good one? But I like this one, I think. Alright, so before we move on, do you want to look at some of them details? Show it to the phone over here a little bit and let's see some of those details. What do you think? Show it to this camera too now. Yeah, what do you think? You do it pretty quick. That's funny, Flag. That doesn't sound like notes to me coming to you. That sounds like a compliment. That sounds like exactly what you're looking for. Somebody knows your work well. Alright, let's do the... This is a request from Daya. If you want a request, I'll do a request for you. Just be sure you like and follow and subscribe and all the good stuff. Thank you for making this request, Daya. Let's see how it comes out. What's up, Orange Pencil? Are you an artist? Be sure to subscribe, like the video. Join the Twitch and the Discord, Orange Pencil. Alright, let's give it a shot. Now let's say something like this. Okay, maybe here. Okay, something like this. And I've never done this before, y'all, so bear with me with this particular subject matter. I mean, I've drawn with 2 pencils, but we have not done this particular subject. So let's see. Can you see what it is yet? Can anybody in the chat tell me what's happening yet? Something like that. Something like that. Over here. Alright. So that's the beginning here. And again, we're not trying to be too critical. We're just trying to get some lines started. We're just trying to get some charcoal on the paper to push around. So, ooh, yeah, I do like sketching, but not quite coloring. It's a horse person. Hey, Amelia, yeah, you're correct. It was that was the request. Can't believe you got it already. Amelia, be sure and subscribe. Orange Pencil, subscribe as well, please. I don't want to stream and y'all not be here. Amelia, you must be wonderful at picking out images in the clouds. Okay, so now that we got that, let's find some shadow. Amelia, are you an artist as well? It's so clear. When you see something in the clouds, like a lot of the image that you see might not actually be in the clouds or on the paper. Some of what you're seeing is actually just in your imagination, you know? All right, so let's find some shadow. Yeah, you know what? I think the idea is to like use all the right shapes and all the right shadows and highlights, but like they don't all have to always be in the right spots all the time. Maybe it's like if you do realism, like that's very cool, and I do love realism. But also like there's so much of art that's not realism where we're trying to portray things as how they feel rather than how they actually are, you know? And so we're just figuring this out, just trying to find some some shadows here in our guy, way out here. Alright, trying to find some. Here we go. Sometimes like it's just smearing stuff around. I don't want to make decisions, but every now and again you gotta make the decision. So maybe it's here, something like that. Alright. So there's our beginning of our shadow. Well, no. See that we missed a whole part here. Somebody told me I missed his head. Guess I'm something like that. Then before we get out of here, we got to get his hand here, you know. And the same thing with the hand. Like, let's not. I don't want to draw the hand too literally, but we need to know. We need to know it's a hand. Okay. And then a lot of this is like, have you ever heard of cubism? Or like Picasso, or maybe even Salvador Dali, but where you could kind of look at an image from different angles at the same time, or in different time periods at the same time, you know? I love myself for the future need to write. Oh, I get it. Flag, I totally missed that. Nice how it's messy yet kind of detailed at the same time. Thanks, Orange. You've tried cubism? Oh, that's cool. Amelia says I draw anime characters like Bagugo and some cloud stuff. Oh, that's cool. Look, if you're an artist and you're in the chat, be sure to join the Discord. You know, we have a very cool community over there of artists that would love to see your work. Yeah, don't be afraid to join the Discord there and share some of your work. We got some artists that live in that Discord. All right, so now we're gonna try to find some highlights here. Very best we can, something like that. Same thing, like I'm gonna try to find some highlights in the picture and then bring them out, but also like I don't know if they're gonna be in the right places or not, but I don't want to overly concern myself with the detail. I just want to, you know, have fun drawing. If it looks bad, who cares? We'll do another one. If it looks great, we'll consider it a gift, you know? Alright, so let's see a highlight here. See a highlight kind of down his back here. You already see that maybe this beast is not long enough. So that's gonna give us some fun. Let's bring his horns out to here. His head even further out to here. Okay. You see how like I'm looking at my picture, I realize that like the bull is not big enough. So I just drew another bull. Who cares? Let's see if I can erase some of these lines were, boom, who cares? Now the bull is bigger. Nobody ever knew. Alright, there we go. Now that gives me room to draw some highlights here that I couldn't get to. Alright, so we also need to show that our guy here, it's got waist here, you know, and then maybe his knee here, because the rest of his legs kind of coming back here, you know. Something like that. Okay, let's try to look a little more cohesive. Grab some highlights here, back along his back here. Some more of these highlights. Got some highlights on our bull's head here. Now what we could do for some focused area, let's give this bull a pupil, you know? And let's give our cowboy a little bit of a face too. Again, I don't want to overly emphasize it, but just enough to kind of give us some spots to look at, you know? Let's take our highlighter here. We'll start bringing out some highlights in some areas. Something like that. What do we think? There's our bull guy. We might do bring out some of this area here from his leg. Guess that's his leg. Something like that. Maybe we can bring out a little more areas like that. Yeah, I like him. Is he right? I don't know. Does it matter? Not at all. That was fun. Thank you, Dea, for the request. That was a good time. I appreciate it. Here, y'all want to see some details? Show it to the stream first. Alright, vertical stream. What do you think? What's up, Tatio? How do you say that? Tateo? Welcome to the stream. Be sure to like and follow, subscribe. You want to look at it over here? Maybe get some details. Hey, what's up, Arctic? You got a new phone, huh? Much horse. I think I might do another horse drawing. You want to make a request, Wolfman? Hey, Tateo, you're gay. Welcome to the chat. You heard that, Flag? They must have heard you talking. Well, welcome to the community. We love you, Tatio. Hey, Lily. How are you? Are you an artist? Flag, somebody jumped in the vertical chat and their first comment was, "Hi, I'm gay."